Alright, here's another cool list that I've seen floating around that I did want to come back and play for you guys. This is Mono Green Leyline Devotion. And as you might guess from the name, it's actually based off of an existing deck, the Mono Green Devotion deck that you may or may not have been intimately familiar with prior to this. So let's look at what the original shell was and what we can do to make it better now. Really, there's only one card switch, essentially. This is not going to be a stock list. It's a little bit different, kind of just some things that I wanted to play today. But the idea is we want to ramp into big things with a lot of mana that basically get us things like Storm the Festival, Cavalier of Thorns, Nasu Shakes the World, Elder Gargaroth, and the One Ring. Karn the Great Creator with a Karn board is a pretty good thing to do once you have all this mana. And essentially, we just need to play something big and kill the opponent. I wanted to run World Spine Worm today, so that's why that's in here. And I guess you could consider Nissa kind of a flex slot as such, anyway, along with Elder Gargaroth. Those kind of four cards are just, the fun ofs that you can play. In this deck, though, it's kind of particularly important that they all have green pips, and a lot of them, because we are playing a Nykthos Shrine to Nyx build, and this is basically where we get all of our mana from. We want to start off early with our Elvish Mystics and Utopia Sprawls, get our Kiora out so that we can untap one of these lands, and basically go to town on Devotion. Now, the thing that gets better now is that we have Leyline of the Guild Pact, which, if you look at it very closely, is actually quadruple green Devotion, which is pretty darn sweet. And if we can get one or two of these out in the beginning of the game, we can have, 4 to 8, anywhere from 4 to 8 green Devotion by as early as like turn 2. So it's actually not been uncommon for me to get a turn to 6 green mana in order to cast a Cavalier of Thorns or just do something nuts. I've gotten turn 2 Storm the Festival off quite often, honestly. And yeah, definitely really powerful. So I don't know, that's kind of just pretty much all the deck does. We do have Leyline of Abundance as well, so that we can have 6 total Leyline hits. But mostly we do want to hit Leyline of the Guild Pack because that's just how we go nuts. If you wanted to, you could make Leyline a bigger part of your combo and have things that are other colors in addition to just green. But if we need to run 2 Nykthoses over the course of one turn as we're using Cavalier of Thorns to get it onto the battlefield, it's kind of important that the things that we put in have green mana so that our mana total just keeps compounding with more and more Nykthoses. And so then how we win the game is basically just, the World Spine Worm, Cavalier of Thorns kind of deals. Yasu Shakes the World can just run opponents over with lands. And in the Karn board, there's a lot of cool things that we can do. Obviously, Liquid Metal Coating, the kind of sweaty thing that you can do to strip someone out. Portal of Phyrexia to deal with opponents that have a minor board presence. Cityscape Leveler to deal with target permanents. Tormod Crypt hits the graveyard. Chamil the Inner Sun is just kind of a fun of in here. I think that it's cool to discover 5 at your end step, and playing against something that playing against counter magic is a lot easier with this card, assuming it can hit the battlefield. And I think that's more or less the deck. This is an archetype that is already pre-existing, so nothing super new here today. We're just kind of running Leyline of the Guild Pact in here and seeing if it can hold up. Should be fun games today. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like and comment on the video. Helps with the algorithm. And let's also, if you're new here, subscribe for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see ya. Alright, here we are in round 1. We have a Leyline of Abundance, a Utopia Sprawl, and that kind of just gives us somewhere close to a Karn if we find our Nykthos, but it's overall not super great. I mean, we will get this Karn down eventually, so I think I'm inclined to keep it, even though it's not our biggest combo potential. When it goes for Swamp, we do not get Thoughtseize, so that's great, and I think that if I were to Sunken Citadel into Utopia Sprawl, it would be kind of a problem, so I'll just go like this, play Utopia Sprawl, and I'll make sure that next turn I have 3 mana. This does need to go into a forest, so we may just play Wooded Foothills here instead of Sunken Citadel. If we had a different Leyline on... if we had our Guild Pact Leyline on the battlefield, then Sunken Citadel could work. Now, I could try to Sunken Citadel now, Wooded Foothills next turn to play it for Elder Gargaroth, which seems nice. I'll do that. Name in green, Utopia Sprawl on this land. Hopefully we don't get Strip Mine, because that would be sad. But now we set up an Elder Gargaroth that can help pad our life total. Necropotence, okay. Well, they're going to definitely start doing their thing. Hopefully we will be able to survive. Alright, they just take 3 cards here, going back up to hand size. Totally fine. Not a big problem for us. Well, let's see if any of those things can help them kill our creatures, because I think we're just going to go here with the Elvish Mystic. Now, I can make a decision here. I'm definitely getting a green land because I need 5 mana, but I got to decide what I want to use it for, because I could just play Elder Gargaroth, and that might die. But I could also play Elvish Mystic plus Karn. Karn can downtick to get a... he can get a Liquid Metal Coating, and then they're only on 3 mana. I can kind of do a lot of damage from there. So we'll run out these 2. Elvish Mystic. Karn minus. Let's grab that Liquid Metal Coating. There it is. One interesting thing is with a Kiora on the battlefield, you can actually Liquid Metal Coating twice. Once to kill a land with Karn on your turn, and then you can untap it so that you can essentially lock down one of their lands by turning it into an artifact on the next turn. Okay, so it looks like we're going to lose our Elvish Mystic here in our upkeep. That's unfortunate. Sculpting Steel on Howling Mine, probably. Okay. And we'll see if they just kill the Elvish Mystic or put Karn down to 2. Actually, I guess they can do both, can't they? It's going to be kind of hard to keep this Karn alive. We're going to have to see what goes on here. I have 5 mana. So unless my draw is exactly Nykthos, I think I need to just Karn uptick to hurt their lands. But Sage is nice. Sage is pretty darn nice, in fact. I think that we will go ahead and see how they resolve these. Storm the Festival is actually better than anything I could want to do here. We'll make a mana, which actually ends up being 2 mana. So I suppose I could take out one of their Howling Mines for now. That does ramp them, which I'm not keen on doing, so maybe I just let that stay. Plus this is my land for the turn to cast Storm. Okay, fine. We'll draw. And there's actually our Nykthos, so this could be good. Okay, so if Storm the Festival hits a Kiora, I untap Sunken Citadel, play Nykthos, and then I'm off to the races. Alright, we'll move to our main, play the Seiju. Let's just Storm the Festival here. Okay, Cavalier is great. That will do just fine. We have our blockers now. We will take the Surveil. Windswept Heath can go to the graveyard. Our Nykthos is going to go ham next turn. Let's put this Nykthos out, which unfortunately just taps for 1 right now. We will go ahead and... do I want to plus or minus here? I think we just lose Karn next turn, so I think I go for the minus. We'll take a Cityscape Portal to Phyrexia, and I mean, it's pretty obvious next turn we have absolute metric crapload of mana. Alright, let's see what happens. Grim Tutor, okay. Maybe they get Thoughtseize here, take my portal. It'd still go to 7. Just Ivory Tower, okay. That is going to be a little bit too slow for them. I mean, so they're dead if I just cast the portal, though. Okay, it looks like they just want to see all the cards in their library, or as many as possible, and I think they're just going to concede here. No, that's not what happens. They take all those cards back. I think they might be trying to hit the March of Otherworldly Light. No, that's the white one. March of Withering, whatever the heck. Alright, so we'll draw a little bit extra here. That's fine. Cavalier Thorn's gonna get a little closer to death, that's fine. Nissa becomes free if we use Nykthos mana for her. Okay, so we'll go, that's not a forest, this is not a forest. We will add 2 mana. We will add Devotion, paying this 2 mana. And then we'll go for the Nissa. Nissa makes more mana out of this other stuff. We go for Initial Storm the Festival. Karn, Leyline sounds good. And we can just take whatever we want with Karn. We have pretty much infinite mana. Take our Tramiel. Let's untap a land. Make it this one. We will make some mana. 16 mana. Let's play that Portal to Phyrexian. I mean, they're just dead, so we might as well not mess around with it. Well, let's just attack in and not waste anyone's time here. Yeah, we can get Tramiel out, but, you know, honestly, the game's over here, so why not? We'll hop into round 2 and maybe work on that in the second game. Here we go. Okay, here we go, round 2. No Leyline here, and that's kind of a problem for us. I think this is going to be a mulligan. I mean, it's just a 2-land Archdruid's Charm, not necessarily castable. Pretty easy send back. This one, on the other hand, does do something. We can just about turn 3 get a Kiora in plus Karn, if I'm not doing my math wrong. I think this is probably a responsible one to keep. Let's send back the Gargaroth and just play off of these Planeswalkers, hoping that Kiora is able to stick around long enough. Commune with Spirits. We are playing some Enchantress. Cavern of Souls, actually, so maybe just Elves, we'll see. We do end up getting that Elvish Mystic out early. Play the Boseiju first into the Elvish Mystic, then we'll go Forest, Sprawl, then the following turn it's Kiora into Karn. Kiora will basically be free from our Forest with 2 Utopia Sprawls on it. It's an Arboreal Grazer. Okay, so this is probably just prime time. They actually don't hit the land drop. That sucks. Alright, it did tap correctly. Nice, that's good. Say green, and then I guess this turn we could spend a Kiora activation now. I think that that's probably better. Kiora, untap that permanent, and let's Utopia Sprawl on it. Floating a mana. Say green again, and we'll pass. They probably can't attack into Kiora this turn, which means that we're getting either Karn or Cavalier of Thorns off next turn. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana to work with, so I think I'm probably just playing Cavalier of Thorns, unless I want to go Karn into Liquid Metal Coating right away. That does seem kind of nice. Let's probably do that, especially because we're playing against lands. We'll need to actually, like, strip mining their lands is actually going to be important. Alright, we get our turn back here, and this is probably just going to be, like I said, Karn. into Karn minus, into Liquid Metal Coating. Let's just go nice and easy here. We'll untap this forest, make a Liquid Metal Coating, and in their upkeep we'll go ahead and activate. No attacks, say go. In their upkeep, let's take off the Cavern of Souls, and we'll pass. Alright, they're actually still here. Kind of thought that they were going to forfeit after that. Maybe they have a way to find their prime time this turn. Luckily, I think that this is not going to be natural order on a Royal Grazer. I think they're probably trying to do that right now. And that would set them pretty far ahead in their plans. But honestly, I'm seeing 2 snow-covered forests. So I don't know. I mean, definitely this is going to be some sort of lands build. They're a little bit low on the types of lands here. I only see 4 unique. Yep, they see why they can't activate that Cavern of Souls here. And only 2 more mana to work with. So I think next turn we're going to strip their Cavern of Souls and just play Cavalier. It's all free real estate. And I think we can probably also just Kiora our Liquid Metal Coating to take off another green source. Okay, they're going to pass back. There's a Nykthos, that's great for us. So we will start with the Liquid Metal Coating on Cavern of Souls. See if that can resolve. Alright, cool, we got that, and let's go ahead and plus on it. Alright, so that land's gone. Let's make our Cavalier of Thorns now. Then with our land drop, I believe we have enough mana to Nykthos into the other Cavalier. Cavalier trigger. We do get to draw through Kiora. Big synergies there. Let's take that Nykthos. And then I think we go ahead and Kiora minus so that we can get our Nykthos mana out. Sunken Citadel also kind of decent, though not really what we want. Let's play Cavalier here. Floating some mana. We got 3 left over. Let's see what we draw and what we find. Just a land. There's a Storm the Festival, so I think we'll probably go ahead and drop the other Nykthos now and just try to storm off. And so Teeth, here is a Nykthos as legendary rule. We'll keep the untapped one and go ahead and activate it. There's the 10 mana required for Storm the Festival. Let's see what we hit. We'll take a Leyline, I guess. And I will take the Surveil. Alright, a lot of mana out of the Nykthoses. We do not need another Leyline here. And I think we're looking pretty solid. So we will not be able to prevent the natural order here, which could end up being a problem. I mean, they can find an Atraxa, they can find a Hoof, although I think the Hoof's not that big of a deal. Not really sure what I'd be worried about other than Atraxa after it passes the turn, but Cavaliers have reach, so we should be able to deal with it in one swing. Honestly, I don't think that there's too much they could play that I'm really worried about. Let's see what happens. So that is natural order. I guess they just find Primeval Titan, but we can block it and kill that. And we can also kill whatever lands it takes. Ah! Not what... I was not clocking this. Let's see what they can find. That's double Prime Time and Mythic Weaver Pock, which... Does this thing give haste or no? No, this thing just gets bigger based on the number of lands you have. Okay. So that's a little bit of a problem. We're going to need to have our Karn survive, and I think Karn is going to survive this turn. It depends. Okay, yeah, they're not playing the build of Prime Time that can put in an untapped battlements. The Hanwar battlements can immediately give their Primeval Titan haste. They just got 4 Fields of the Dead. I don't think this pilot is aware of the fact that you need 7 or more unique lands here. But I mean, let me tell you, that is all the Field of the Deads that they have right there. Okay, so I mean, we got kind of lucky here because they could have definitely gotten to this in a bit smarter of a way. And actually, they didn't even get to the 7 lands. Yeah, I mean, so if you're seeing this for the first time, what you need to do is get to your 7 lands before you find all your copies of Field of the Dead. Anyway, we are going to make their life a little harder here and play Portal to Phyrexia. So they gotta sack some things, and we will eventually get them back. Kiora is going to continue to do her thing. And I have nothing else to do with my mana here, so Kiora doesn't even need to untap Nykthos. Seems fine. Sunken Citadel, Windswept Heath, I guess I can Surveil. And then we will probably take them off black mana here in their upkeep. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and not attack here. We will pass the turn in their upkeep, turn off Bojuka Bog, and they can take their turn. We'll make sure at end step to go ahead and sack our Windswept Heath. Okay, so they actually are that build. Spelunking is here. So they can now find Hanwar Battlements for another Primeval Titan if that's their last card in hand, or if that's the one that they drew. It's a little shaky for us right now, but I think very soon after this we're going to be okay. Spelunking, sure, just looking for that 7th land. Not a problem for us. And yeah, I mean, they're getting 4 Field of the Deads here, which will be close. It's going to definitely be close. That is pretty gnarly. Actually, double Wooded Foothills here, so this is actually a much bigger army than I thought. I believe our 4th copy of the One Ring is in the sideboard, so we'll probably just grab that with Karn next turn. Okay, so they're just setting up for the biggest swing that they possibly can. We should be able to negate that for 1 turn. Which means that we will want to attack with the Cavalier of Thorns, I think. Really big trump block energy here. I will probably sack the Windswept Heath, even though I will need to pay a life to do it. The Surveil is going to be pretty big. So they go again here. I think I honestly should just crack my Windswept Heath here and stop holding priority. Let's just do that now. Pay 1 life sack. Alright, let's get something that surveils. And Commercial District will be the one. Let's take a look at our top. See how that changes things. Definitely don't want Utopia Sprawl, that can go away. If Cavalier of Thorns dies, we can decide to put that back on top, but I don't think we really want to. Seek an online card, sure. So they're going to attack in with 18 damage here. I think we just block pretty much most of it. Primeval Titan seems like it's going to definitely attack. We will completely be down to trade for the Primeval Titan. Do they have anything interesting in the graveyard? The Galta is an interesting one. I probably do want that, if anything. Okay. So they get their triggers. I mean, they have pretty much every zombie in the world. We're not going to have a Planeswalker after the next turn. Windswept Heath, Radiant Fountain, that is. Alright. They may have gone a little bit wider than we can handle. We'll just need to, like, chain together a bunch of the One Rings or something. we can clear a board, and I thought we cleared a board with Portal of the Phyrexia, but that ended up not being the case. Turns out that even though they didn't take the most optimal line there, they are definitely there nonetheless. Okay, so I definitely do want to kill the Primeval Titan. Let's kill it like this. We will sack a Cavalier to get there. That loses us 3 mana on the Nykthos. Another target card from the graveyard onto the top of the library. Let's just take a random card. We will decide not to exile. We will decline if we have priority. There we go, decline. And we'll move to our turn. Adventurous Impulse, sure, you got it. Another Mythweaver Pock, okay, sure. Okay, so to our turn, we will take back probably the biggest thing that we can think of. I mean, I can Surveil or I could get a Galta. Does it really matter? I mean, the Mythweaver Pock is just too big anyway. I think I'll take Primeval Titan and just get some stuff out of my graveyard. We do get to draw, which is nice. We will search. Let's get the Garen Break for mana and the Portico, I guess. To Surveil, or do we need the mana now? I think we'll take the Surveil now. Elder Gargaroth is great. And Storm the Festival as well. Okay, so first of all, Karn. Karn minus. We do want the One Ring. And we will play the One Ring. Alright, cool. So let's take a card here. Another Leyline. I guess, well, that's almost perfect if we do that prior to the Nykthos. So let's activate Nykthos. Make 13 mana. We'll go 5-9. And then untap with Kiora. Make more mana. Sweet, that's going to be double Storm the Festival. Kiora untap on the Nykthos, that's 19 mana that we can make. Alright. And we have another Kiora if we really want to. Here's Storm the Festival number 1. Alright. That's some One Rings that we don't really want right now. So we'll just take the lands. Let's go for Storm the Festival again. Elder Gargaroth Leyline, I think, is good. Alright, so more Kioras here as well. We need to first go with new Kiora. 25, we'll keep the one that is activatable right now. Untap Nykthos. Let's go for Storm Festival again. Another Karn is ideal as well. We can do that, and then let's take a Nykthos here. Untap that. Karn minus. We have Chamil here. I think Cityscape Leveler's ideal, though. We'll play that. Kill their Mythweaver Pock. Draw another card. There's another Karn. That's good. Let's Storm the Festival first, making sure that before we do that we have a Kiora down. Kiora, not yet. Kiora is ready to untap, but we'll make the mana first. Here's Storm again. And then that is... crap, should have activated that Kiora, huh? We'll take Wooded Foothills and another land. And then here's another Karn. Karnal minus 4. Archmill. And here we go, there's that. And finally, there's nothing more to do other than activate our Kiora and start to put some counters onto our things after we attack. So we'll get in here, wait for them to block, and try to grow our things. Do it as many times as possible here. And we know the next Mythweaver Pock is coming down as well. 1 block. Should be multiple blocks if they want to actually kill it. Big mistake. Alright, here's Leyline. Alright, cool. Alright, we've dealt with a little bit of their army. It's definitely not going to be enough. Make some green mana here, and then on their upkeep we will do the liquid metal coating thing. And if it weren't for all these zombies, we would be sitting in an absolutely perfect situation right now. We can take them off of... do any of these sack? No, they do not. I think probably we got to decide between red or black. Don't think either really matter for them. So we'll just kind of take this one randomly. And yeah, we're just going to try to eat through this army here. They have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lands. Possibly only 10 more, so that means that there's 40 zombies that we'll have to deal with at any given time. Here comes Mythweaver Pock. That is pretty gnarly when it comes to the Field of the Deads, not gonna lie. Here we go. So it's gonna be another 8. Oh yeah. Okay, so that represents 16 this turn. Pretty gnarly. This is quite a different version of this deck that I'm used to seeing. I'm definitely enjoying to see this new angle on it. Mythweaver Pock, pretty cool card. Not sure I have this one crafted, but I definitely should make some, seeing how powerful this deck is able to go off with. We're kind of just sitting back now. I'm not even sure if we win this one. We've got about 15 cards left in deck, so we got to be careful with these one ring draws. We know that we should be pretty good when it comes to attacking through, though, so we'll just have to see. Yeah, they can just about eat my whole board here, I think. That's crazy. Okay. So we'll have to optimize around the mana here this turn. I didn't do it last turn, but now we can do this a little bit better. For my graveyard, is there anything that we want? Cavalier of Thorns could be nice, but I don't really think it's what we want. Primeval Titan, I think, is the best to thin our deck a little bit. However, I think Mythweaver Pock is the best. Let's use that ourselves. Alright, cool. So we got one of those. We get to draw. We are looking for a one ring. But we don't want to be too aggressive about it. Okay, we just naturally draw one ring. That's perfect. I cannot remember if I have anything left in left outside the game. We have Portal, Shamil, the one ring, Liquid Metal Coating. That's 4. I mean, yeah, there definitely are more things outside the game that I can grab. And it doesn't really make too much sense to do anything else. I'll take a Haywire Might. That is something. We're going to make our mana now. 29 green mana. Here's a Haywire Might. And then I'm going to wait until after we attack to decide if I need to do the one ring or not. Okay, so let's use this floating mana. Make everything really big. Maybe we do have enough here. They have, what, 30, 40, and so it's 80 power? Okay, that's enough to wipe most of my board, but we would basically eat most of theirs. Alright, I don't feel too bad about this anymore. Let's see what happens here. We will attack with everything. Everything that can attack will attack. We do get a trigger to kill their Mythweaver Pock. We want to make another thing and go wide. We will destroy the Mythweaver Pock. They get to make their Power Stone token. And by God, we might actually get there. Okay. I think at this point we're going to decline the Primeval Titan search. And now we just wait to see what happens in attacks. I actually completely forgot in all of this to activate Kiora, so that is a pretty large blunder there. We're only going to get one more Leyline of Abundance trigger rather than like 2 or 3. And that is honestly like, what, 7 2/2s that they'd have to sacrifice potentially? Let's hope that this wasn't a throw because of that. So basically they need to put 8 plus 1 per on that one. So this is a whole mess here. Have they done the math wrong again? It may be a little close. We'll see. Yeah, no, I think they're fine. All right, they know what's good this time. We will lose quite a bit of our mana advantage here. But honestly, we'll just see what happens. All right. Oh, I'm not sure they got to this in time. I think they just ran out of ropes. That's hilarious. All right. Well, they're dead now. My God, that was a lot of blockers to set up. Well, there's a Magic Arena game for you. That was kind of weird. Somehow we were able to win. Both of us honestly just went absolutely ham with our respective decks. So honestly, props to both of us here. I think they built a really, really cool one. And although I kind of criticized them in the beginning for how they played the Primeval Titan side of this deck, I think that ultimately this was a very cool one. And you'll see me return to Primeval Titan with this Mythweaver Pock alchemy card. So look out for that coming soon. But for us right now, we got round 2 coming up. So I'll see you there. All right, here we go. This is round 3. We get Leyline of Abundance out. And yeah, I actually in the last recording did say that that was round 2, didn't I? Yeah, so this is round 3. That was round 2. Now we're all set up. This has Nykthos, Leyline to start. So this is the less potent Leyline start. But we get to ramp Kiora into the One Ring, which is good. I'm into that. So I guess we'll start with Sunken Citadel, choosing green, go for the mountain, then drop Sunken Citadel into Kiora. Kiora can untap Nykthos, and then we get a little extra mana there. And actually we can optimize that a little bit better and go Sunken Citadel, turn 1, Nykthos, turn 2. And actually that still only produces 2 mana, doesn't it? So I don't do anything before turn 3, unfortunately. It is what it is. We will keep our 7, putting down the Leyline, and opponent goes first. Unless we can find a turn 1 play, we don't do anything turn 2. Alright, so they have decided to go. That's an Undercity Sewers here. Let's, like we said earlier, start with Sunken Citadel, choosing green. Nothing turn 1. Turn 2, Lush Portico. Yep, that's going to be a Right, only 2. Yeah, if we had the other leyline here, we could play Kiora or the One Ring. Sadly, this is going to be just a Lush Portico. I am down to keep a Nykthos, though. Sometimes we do want more mana like that. Yeah, no need to do Boseiju right now. We'll pass. It is nice that we do have Boseiju up off of 1 land here, thanks to Sunken Citadel making double for land activated abilities, of which the Boseiju channel is one. Opponent waiting on their double surveil start here. I'm not currently aware of a Sultai surveil deck, but if such a thing exists, that'd be pretty cool. Boseiju obviously going to be pretty bad against this deck. Okay, so this is going to be Sultai control. We do see counterspell here. Going to be pretty important to get Kiora out early here. We got to hope that we don't see a memory lapse coming down this turn. Okay. Interesting. Not sure I know that much about this card. There's a Nykthos, so we can go land for now. Well, okay, hold on, let me think about this. 1, 2, 3. Play Kiora. Play Nykthos for turn. Untap Sunken Citadel. Nykthos will have just 3 mana, so we'll still not be able to play the One Ring, so we'll just chill. No action this turn, and we'll say go. And then this thing only gets big if it has 3 counters, which they should not have for a little bit. Unless they can tap this thing a bunch, we'll see. They got up to 4 mana here. Another Surveil coming out. They have all the Surveil lands in this deck. Yeah, I'm just kind of hoping to drop... Oh, this could be Show and Tell. You don't often see Omniscience without a Show and Tell. Just going to be an Uro for value here. That's perfect. Heath comes down. You got it. And a Leyline of the Guild Pact, okay. Well, I think our Nykthos will be the thing that comes down right now. And then I could set up Leyline now, or I can One Ring and then go. So, okay, Nykthos makes 3 mana. Untap Nykthos. Make a... So, okay, wait. Tap 3 lands, make 3 mana. Kiora untap. Go down to 2 mana to activate Nykthos. I'll have 5. Okay, so that's not even worth it at all, even if I were to play Leyline. So this will just be the One Ring. And we can probably draw once and then activate Kiora again. Just make sure that we get the most out of these draws. Perfect. And then now we have Storm the Festival set up next. Alright, cool. Alright, after a little bit of thought and mathing it out in the head, I think we're in a good spot. Here comes Polluted Delta. That's going to be their 6th land. Not enough to Emergent Ultimatum, but that is something that is on my mind. They do have enough to bring Uro back, and honestly, if that's all that they did, I would be totally happy. Well, there's the Show and Tell. I guess that's going to mean that I put the Leyline out. We don't die to a Tendrils here, thanks to the One Ring, so we'll probably need to pass. Alright, there's Omniscience. Nicol Bolas. Oh god. Alright. Is this for value or what? 7 damage to my Kiora. So sad. Okay. Go 1 down in terms of the Nykthos mana. I will draw my 2 cards here. Alright. Gonna need a big Storm the Festival hit here. Mid to turn. We will draw. Let's think about how we want to do this. I want to activate Nykthos. Alright, we'll play another Nykthos, Legend ruling the first one. We will make more mana after we cast the Storm the Festival. We want to hit big on the Devotion here. 1 Cavalier, 1 Elder Gargaroth is great. I think I probably want to respond to that just in case I hit a Nykthos, which we don't. So honestly, this is kind of better. We'll go for Sunken Citadel or Besage. I think Sunken Citadel represents more mana through Nykthos. And what else can we do here? I'm worried about dying via Omniscience. It's just going to be Nicol Bolas activation, which could potentially be bad. Guess we just Storm the Festival again. Alright, Cavalier Kiora is great. We just basically need to find our Karn, which, darn, was right there. Get to draw a card, another Cavalier. We unfortunately are actually just a little bit of mana away from being able to activate Nykthos via this Kiora again, so it's unfortunate that we went so low on mana. I guess I can just draw some cards here, go back up to 7, then untap with Kiora, who's going to die. Well, she won't die this turn, but will die soon. Let's put a Kiora, or Elvish Mystic on top, that is. 30 cards left in deck. I mean, we have 3 Karns left that they could hit. Those would all be pretty awkward. Let's get our 2/1 ring draws, and there's 2 of our 3 remaining Karns. Will 1 mana anywhere help me? I suppose if that Elvish Mystic could tap, that'd be good. Sunken Citadel doesn't help me. I can Besage you taking their Omniscience, though, which is huge. Alright, Besage you. Channel, killing Omniscience. There we go. Well, that's why that's cards in there. Let's go. They do get to find another Surveil here, but that's honestly so much better than them having Omniscience and active and the ability to just use their entire hand for free. Alright. Well, there's the Karn we were hoping that they wouldn't find. It is what it is. This next turn we should be able to attack all in though, which is nice. Their Karn sideboard doesn't matter. It's just awkward that we can't use our 1 ring. But we play our Karn here, we get our Portal to Phyrexia, and then I think we just attack all their Planeswalkers down, right? Grand Temporal Gateway. Awkward, but fine. Oh, well, now it's going to die. Perfect. Alright, cool. So, make some mana. Untap. Play Karn. Karn minus, get Portal. Alright, looks like that would be enough for them. They wanted to use Grand Temporal Gateway to cheat stuff into play. Alright, so a variant of Show and Tell playing Thran Temporal Gateway. Looks like they'll bite the dust here to our mono green Devotion. Didn't get the Leyline out immediately, but once we did get it down and 1 instance of Storm the Festival, this Nykthos just absolutely popped off. And then, you know, the Karn sideboard in this specific game is enough to win it for us. So glad we were able to get there. That's round 3 out of the bag. Should be 2 more smooth sailing rounds here to come. I'll see you in round 4. Alright, here we go. This is round 4. This time we actually get to start off with our Leyline and we have the Nykthos, so this is as quick as things really can go for us. Just about as quick as things could go. We do run a little slow with this Utopia Scroll. Alright, mono green, so could not have found a quicker time to want to be doing things with this. Secondary leyline not super important right now. We just need to get our second mana off for this Nykthos. Eidolon, okay. That thing's big. Let's do this. Let's Utopia Sprawl. Onto 1. Auto pay. That kind of hurts, but it needs to happen. We will go opposite here. Basically taking 4 mana for that to happen. Alright, so our Nykthos pretty much goes off here with the One Ring. We can even get a Cavalier of Thorns out, which stops a lot of their attack. We just gotta hope they don't punch too hard this first attack. Ragavan dashed. Well, that's awkward. That hurts a lot. We go to 8. They rip just the land, that's fine. Sunken Citadel. Well, it has to be Nykthos here. We'll go Cavalier. We'll have a little bit of mana left over to at least get a Kiora onto the battlefield, depending on what land we hit here. If we hit a Nykthos here, that's actually kind of huge. Oh, we do. Nice. So there's a Nykthos. Let's make some more mana. We'll go for a Kiora now. Take some damage here in the process. Now, I gotta decide how I want to do this. I can One Ring and just try to get more cards, or I can get Nykthos and hope that my One Ring draw was really good. Let's see what we draw off the One Ring. If it's a bad card, I think we just go for Kiora. Okay, fine. We now got to deal with Orcish Bowmasters too. May or may not be worth it in general to do the One Ring now. The protection is nice. But I'm trying to think if we want to just get in there or not. I mean, we'll do the One Ring now. It's pretty likely that we're going to lose our Kiora. We want to do all this while we have protection. So I think I just need to try to kill next turn. We will end turn here. Their attack doesn't matter. And we just need to find a way to abuse this One Ring as hard as possible. Okay, so we are effectively at not having very much life left. Let's activate the One Ring. We're going to go to 3. Ramanat brings us to 1. We will not be able to draw another card. Cavalier of Thorns is going to take some heat. Looking a little tough in the life gain department. Let's see what happens. Go to 3. We need a big draw here. Oh, okay. And we're done. Tough. I think that was a situation where we flew very close to the sun, but I think that was very much egged on by how aggressive that deck can be. So, quick round 4. I think that'll offset the 26-minute round 2 that we had. So I think that will be more in line with what a normal one of these deck techs is like. So here comes round 5, 5th and final one. Hoping for one last good game. Well, let's go. Alright, 5th round, last one. No leyline in this one, so we'll mulligan. This has the worst leyline in it, but we do have a Nykthos and a Utopia Sprawl to start out with, so I like it. I'm deciding if it's a Karn or One Ring situation, and I really don't know. Cavalier is important as well to get Nykthos to thrive. I'm almost considering putting the Cavalier back. Call me crazy, but we're going to give it a try. Leyline goes down. Here is this. Here's Utopia Sprawl on that. And now we have a lot of mana. So close to making things work here. Need one more land. the World Tree, and what other cards are we going to see here? Alright, they have a lot of colors of mana in that deck, and we don't have enough lands for our one color deck. Alright, well, this is what happens when you draw the wrong ley line to combo with your Nykthos. There is a little divide that we do not hit. So we'll go Utopia Sprawl here. It must be on the forest. And now next turn we can at least one ring or Karn, depending on what they're doing. And honestly, how slow they've been going makes me think that I can actually slip in a Karn minus for Liquid Metal Coating here. I think that's what we'll try. This makes 3 mana. This makes 4. 3 mana minus 2 plus 4 is 5. So that means I can Kiora, untap Nykthos, activate Nykthos, make another 5, and then go in. Cool. The math is mathing. We actually need to make sure that we do it exactly this way. Kiora. Kiora minus. Nykthos makes some mana. And then we'll go Karn. And then Karn will just get the Liquid Metal Coating, but will not use it yet. And then we can decide next turn to go Elder Gargaroth for the Nykthos Devotion. Oh, okay, maybe they take Karn here. That's fine. We have a backup Karn. So I think what we'll do here is probably just go Elder Gargaroth into Kiora, untap into Storm the Festival, and just try to gain our advantage that way. Here's a land. Here's some mana. We will untap. We will activate Wooded Foothills here. And then it doesn't really matter what I get because I'm just casting Storm the Festival. Or is that wrong? No, it does matter. I need to make a land drop. I need to go Elder Gargaroth, and then I make 7 through Nykthos. Draw a card, make some mana. It doesn't really matter what I do because it's just Storm the Festival. And we hope this doesn't get countered. Good. Cavalier, I think is good. Then we go Karn next turn. Nice. Let's get a lot of lands here. Sunken Citadel's great on green. And we can't make use of a Nykthos hit here, which sadly we do hit. It's all good. We'll just scare and break here, I think. Alright, a lot of stuff in the graveyard. We get to draw a bunch. That's going to be enough for Liquid Metal Coating or Elvish Mystic. I'll play Liquid Metal Coating ahead of the Karn just in case they wipe the board here. So in addition to just a commanding board presence, we also have a 2-turn clock. This hand, okay, it's just Prison Realm here. They're going to take a Cavalier. Taking the Gargaroth, sure. And it looks like they're going to pass the turn back. We are still on a 2-turn clock, so we weren't really affected by that in any way. I will attempt to move in. And I think now we can just go ahead and try to do something about winning the game. So let's go make some mana. We could Storm the Festival, but I think a better play is just playing Karn. That kind of just stuck immediately, so we will activate Nykthos. Karn probably grab Shavil, or Shamil, not Shavil. Shavil is the Golgari legendary creature. But anyway, at any rate, we were able to win that game in a pretty commanding fashion off the back of a Leyline of Abundance that took a really long time to ramp up. But I mean, you can really see what the difference is between the turn before we cast Storm the Festival and the turn after we cast Storm the Festival. We just explode with Devotion, get a Kiora in, untap that Nykthos, and just go to town. 1 ring helps us. We had, if we needed, 1 ring activation, 1 ring plus activation to draw a card, then untap with this Kiora to draw 2, then untap with this Kiora to draw another 3. 6 cards deep off of, 1 turn's worth of mana. That's pretty darn good. At any rate, that brings us to the end of the video here, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and comment, helps with the algorithm, and subscribe if you're new for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Honestly, that's it for me. Make sure to see some of these other decks that I've got in the pipeline coming soon, so stay tuned, and with that, I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.